Yeah, and hopefully, yeah, this might be seeming a little weird because you'll see later on in these videos they seem like normal videos, but in reality it's like I'm behind. Whoops, a lot. Things happen, but at least I still have all this journal stuff. But this is week 28, and kind of like what happened. It was a pretty good week though. Well, we always have most of the time we usually have good weeks. Sometimes we have dips as the videos go on, but generally it was kind of like did all that stuff. One day was pretty fast actually this week.
It's
9:30. But that Monday we actually had Zone P Day. We were in Hot Springs. We had the horse race. That was a lot of fun. I actually got a little hat. It has Oak Lawn on it. From like the whatever company that is. But it's a pretty nice hat. Actually, that's the only hat I have out here. But it works. But yeah, we got a ride by Brother Treywick, and he dropped us off at the church and all, and that's when actually I first called home too, after the whole announcement came out about calling home was announced. That was weird. That was really weird. But as time went on, it's just grown now. It's pretty nice actually. We went, we finally got to the horse race, and we parked like way down the street, and we had to book it up there to catch up with everyone else. The horsemen and the zone leaders, we all just booked it up there. And yeah, I was kind of out of shape. Whoops. But it happens. I'll catch up at one point. But after that whole coup experience, watching the horses run and all that, also that night it was my first time actually biking out of the mission. It's like almost 7 months since I've been out on my mission, and it would be my first time biking. And it was pretty nice. We biked around not far from here, and didn't have too much luck, but we just went around. We ran around, tried talking to a couple people, and then we came back. Just kind of ended the day there. And then that Tuesday actually went by super fast. It was actually kind of crazy how fast that day went. We visited a member who had a dog who wouldn't be quiet, forced to save its life. It's kind of fun. It was a Chihuahua, I think it was full breed Chihuahua or something like that. I don't know, but just yep. When we first visited Brother Will,
it's a dachshund.
it's a dachshund.
Yeah.
Close enough, right? But just yep. Just all the whole time we were there, I was like, how is your voice box not dead yet? Just, I don't understand. Then we went over to Randy's house, and we actually had a really good lesson with him, taught him the restoration and all, and it was just a pretty cool experience with him. After that we went out finding a little more. Then we came back. yeah, it was pretty much just that day, really. Not much happened that day. Then the next day we had actually that night we did some like Facebook posting and all, see how that worked out. And then the next day we had zone conference. And when we got there, Stuttgart elders came in the morning. We went with them. Brother Birdsong took all of us up, and we talked about Revelation, talked about all the things to improve the mission as usual, and got 2 packages that same day. Me and Elder Horman got packages that day, and we had zone conference was actually really good that day. And then did all that stuff, and then we came back home and we got our packages. We opened it up. It's our Elder Horman's mom ordered us pepper spray. If anyone knows pepper spray really well, we got sabers, and we haven't had to use them, and it's like forever now away since this happened, but we almost on dogs, at least, not humans. I think Kevin's not humans, and one of the things that I got was something from the Cub Scouts back home, which was really cool. I appreciate all that they did for that. And we get this random box from my mother, and it is the chicken squeaker. A lot of people will be like, "What's the chicken squeaker?" You know, that's the thing you squeeze and it just screams. It just screams. Oh. Did you find it?
What? I'm putting on a shirt. Find what?
The chicken?
Where is it?
Where do you think?
I gotta read.
We have this thing where it's like this is like, I'm in April now, and I got this thing February, and I'm doing this video now. I'm so behind, it's not even funny. But we've been trying to prank each other with a chicken. It's been fun, but yeah, I was quite surprised I actually got a chicken squeaker. And yeah, I've always wanted one. It's fun to play with them. And yeah, we were, oh yeah, I remember the day. The next day was a little slower of a day. It was Thursday at this point. We were walking around. It was raining too that day, so it was a little slow. We did door knocking, walking around, did all that fun stuff. We tried a few people, but none of them were home. And member was gonna feed us, but that ended up happening. But they got us gift cards. The chicken. Just have it right there. But yeah, we were. Wait. What happened? I lost myself. Oh yes, here it is. They got us gift cards, and we got the gift cards, and they were all just patched together, and we're like, because they dropped it off at the sister's apartment, so we went down there, talked with them for a little bit. They were down sick, because they're just passing on the sickness to each other, sharing. I don't know. They just all of them ended up getting sick at one point or another. But we ended up just helping them get Subway, because that was just one of the gift cards they got. We got them for that for them, and we had word coordination that night, and just came back to the apartment. You remember that?
Coordination.
Whatever. But then Friday, that day was just weird. We had all this planned, and then everything kind of like got messed up, and we're like, let's just go out. We'll figure everything else out. And we first stopped by Miguel for like, let's go see how he's doing. And he let us ride in. We talked for a little while. He was thankful we came by, because some things were going on, and we talked about all this stuff going on, and we ended up giving him a blessing, and he really appreciated that a lot. And then right after that, we went to Clay's, who's just right across the street, and we had an awesome lesson with him, and just did all that. And then we went up to the Andersons after and talked with Francisco a little bit, just a lot about like gospel stuff and questions that he had. And we just ended after that. We had dinner at a member's house and just came back and had weekly planning, kind of slowed down for the day, but it was honestly just a pretty good day. Then oh wow, it's been that long. Interesting. But that Saturday, it's a pretty interesting day actually. I still remember this day pretty well because it's pretty cool. We went down to bottom corner central of Pine Bluff, and we tried this member's house, weren't home. Then we decided to block around and talk to people as we go along. And we walked past these two guys, and we start talking to these two guys, and one of them, his name was Tim, and we were talking. He's like, yeah, I don't know, I was supposed to be out doing something, but my car ended up, I was using it this morning, it was working just fine, but just like an hour ago it stopped working, and I don't know, it was weird. And me and Nola Harmon, I thought to myself, there's no coincidence then if we were supposed to meet. And like after we met later that day, he said they ended up getting work to start working again. So interesting. But then we had a lesson with Randy about the plan of salvation, and he liked it a lot, and he thought it was really cool how all that worked out. It Then we met. Then we talked with the brother of someone we met while on Blitz, and came home, had dinner, finished weekly planning, and just kind of zoned down, toned down a little bit, but we went to Sunday. No one came to church again, but we kind of just worked with that. We did daily planning after church. We went out. We decided to try this former, and we knock on this door, and this guy walks out, and he's like, "I'm not gonna joke around with that and all." We're like, "What?" And we start talking to him for a little bit, and we finally get to figure out that he's heard a lot of stuff, stuff about the church. And then we were just like bold about it, and we're like, we wouldn't be on our missions at this, and all that. He's like, I really want to know about this now, because I want to know if these things are really true or not. And we're like, here's a Book of Mormon. If you have any questions, we'd love to come by and talk with you more about it, help you answer your questions. And yeah, that was a really cool experience. And then we went to the Mays and talked with Brother May about talked about a conference talk that was used in priesthood session. Then after, we had a lesson with Clay again, and then we went over to Teresa's and talked with her for a while. Then after, we went more north of Teresa to this area where it's like Utah Street and all that. And we're going around talking to a couple people, and we meet this really cool guy, and then we're walking around and we see this group of guys talking and whatever, and yeah, they were a little drunk or whatever, but they're like, "Hey," we're just trying to walk by, and they're like, "Hey, come here," and we're like, "Oh dear, this is gonna be interesting." Walk over, start talking with them for a little while, but in the end, they thought we were really cool, but they respect us, so that's good. And then after that, we just came back home and just kind of ended the night there. And yeah, that was week 28, really. I'm so behind on videos. I hope I can catch up. But I think I'll be able to. I have this kind of planned out, hopefully. But yeah, these weeks going by fast. But doing the right thing, it gets more interesting, to say the least. See y'all next week.